Last class we did amperes, no? Today's class we are going to do something called as cyclotron. Okay, today's class we are going to do something called as cyclotron. Same chapter. Now, cyclotron in your textbook in your module is page number 70. Check. Can you check page number 17, 2.6 cyclotron? Can you see that? Page number 17, 2.6 cyclotron. Can you see that topic?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now listen. Very easy topic. Before that, let me tell you the concepts. Okay, very easy topic. Before that, let me tell you the concepts. Okay. Module number, Khetarap, excellent. Magnetic effect of electric current. We are doing that module from the last 3 classes.
Module 7.
Now listen. Cyclotron. Before I go into the topic,
So page number.
page number 17, magnetic effect of electric current. Everyone.
Sir, you have just explained about cyclotron.
What?
You have just explained about cyclotron.
Can I start?
Hello, sir. I'm audible.
Yes.
Sir, you have just explained about cyclotron or what? Because you have written on the screen. That's why I'm asking.
So everyone, have you come to page number 17, 2.6 cyclotron? Now listen to the topic. Tell me, what does magnetic field do to a charge? Tell me, what does magnetic field do to a charge? And what does electric field do to a charge? Tell me, what does these two things do? What does magnetic field do to a charge? General question, I have explained it before. If I have a charge and if I place it in a magnetic field, what does magnetic field do to a charge? Answer is
Change in magnetic field. Change in magnetic field.
Change in what? What does magnetic field do to a charge? For example, if I have a charge, if I take it in a room of magnetic field, tell me, what will the charge experience? Listen to me carefully. Magnetic field will bend the charge, or magnetic field will make the charge go in circle. Okay? You might have seen in your school, if you have iron filing and if you put it on paper, below that if you put a magnet, do you see the iron filings going in circle or forming circles? Have you seen? As
Yes.
kids, on paper, if you put iron filing and below that if you put a magnet, iron filing will form circle. Now, what does magnetic field do to a charge? Listen to me carefully. What does magnetic field do to a charge? Answer is, it makes the charge go in circle, or it bends the charge. What does electric field do to a charge? What does electric field do to a charge? Electric field will accelerate the charge. What does it do? Electric field will accelerate the charge. So these two things you should know as general knowledge also. What does electric field do and what does magnetic field do? Let me repeat. What does magnetic field do to a charge? Answer is magnetic field will make the charge go in circle. What does electric field do to a charge? Electric field will accelerate the charge. That is why electric field cannot change the direction of charge. Means electric field cannot bend the charge. And magnetic field cannot change the velocity of the charge. That is why electric field and magnetic field both have their own unique work. Electric field and magnetic field have their own unique work. So what is the work of magnetic field? Work of magnetic field is to make the charge go in circle. And what is the work of electric field? The work of electric field is what? To accelerate the charge. This is the principle of cyclotron. Now, what is a cyclotron? What does it do? All that I'll be explaining. Okay, I'll be explaining. But what is the principle of cyclotron? Principle of cyclotron is it makes magnetic field. Okay, it makes use of magnetic field to bend the charge, and it makes use of electric field so that the charge goes faster, accelerates the charge. Therefore, I want you guys to write the side heading cyclotron in your notebook, and below that write on the side heading principle. Below that write on the side heading principle. Below that write on the side heading principle. Write down.
Yeah.
Cyclotron makes use of magnetic field. Cyclotron makes use of magnetic field. Cyclotron makes use of magnetic field to bend the charge, to bend the direction of charge, or to bend the charge in a circle. And it makes use of electric field. And it makes use of electric field to accelerate the charge. And it makes use of electric field to accelerate the charge. And it makes use of electric field to accelerate the charge.
Sir,
Written,
can you repeat the definition?
it principle is it uses magnetic field to bend the charge into a circle, and it uses electric field to accelerate the charge. Okay. Now listen to what is a cyclotron. Now cyclotron is like a gun. Okay, listen to me. Cyclotron is like a gun, and proton or a positive ion is like a bullet. Cyclotron is like a gun, and the proton is like a bullet. Now, why do we use a cyclotron? We use a cyclotron to destroy small target. We use cyclotron to do what? To destroy a very small target. So cyclotron will act like our gun, and proton or positive ion will act like our bullet. Okay. Now, as the name suggests, cyclotron means I will make the proton or positive ion, I will make the proton or positive ion go in the form of a circle. What is the meaning of cyclotron? I will make the proton or a positive ion go in the form of a circle. Now, why do I do it? I do it because I want proton to come out of the cyclotron like a bullet and destroy the target. Okay. So listen to me. As and when I go ahead in the topic, you should be able to understand what is the topic. So what is the first thing that you need to remember is the principle. Now, why do we use magnetic field? We use magnetic field so that the charge can bend in a circle. Why do we use electric field? We use electric field so that the charge gets accelerated. Now, cyclotron uses both magnetic field as well as electric field. Now, listen to this, I take semicircular plates, okay? I take semicircular plates and I connect them to a power supply. I take semicircular plates and I connect them to a power supply. One plate is positive, other plate is negative. And in between, a proton is generated by helium or hydrogen gas. Okay. I also place this semicircular plates in a magnetic field, north and south. I also place this in a magnetic field, north and south. Just check the diagram on page number 17. Just check the diagram on page number 17. Just check the diagram on page number 17. Listen to this. I have, look at the diagram on the screen. I have two semicircular plates. Look at the screen. And they are connected to a power supply. They are connected to a power supply. Therefore, can I say electric field is done? Now, I put that same semicircular plates in between the poles of a magnet. In between the poles of a magnet, north and south. Just check. So can I say, if I place a proton at the center, the proton will experience electric field as well as magnetic field, correct? If I place a proton at the center, can I say the proton will experience both electric field and magnetic field? Now tell me, if the proton experiences both electric field and magnetic field, what will happen to the proton? Answer is because of magnetic field. Answer is because of magnetic field. 1 minute. I am randomly putting people out who have switched off their camera. Okay, one by one. I'll keep the waiting room on. I have put 14 people in the waiting room. So that is fine. Tell me what happens if I place a charge in electric and magnetic field both. What happens if I place a charge in electric and magnetic field both? What happens to the charge? Can I say magnetic field will make it go in circle and electric field will make it go faster? So can I say if it is in both electric as well as magnetic field, it will go in a circle fast. It will go in a circle fast. Why will it go in a circle? Because of magnetic field. Why will it go fast? Because of electric field. Now tell me, if anything goes fast in a circle, its radius will go on increasing. Its radius will go on increasing because its speed will go on increasing. And at one point, the speed will be very, very high. Okay. So listen to this. You can also try this at home. You can Try to draw one circle on a page. Listen to this. You can draw one circle on a page and keep increasing the speed. Don't go away from the circle. Keep drawing the same circle again and again, but do it faster and faster. What will happen is, please look at my screen now. What will happen is, if I keep drawing a circle faster and faster, the radius will keep on increasing. Just check, the radius will keep on increasing. That means if you want to see this, it will be like this. If I go on increasing the speed, my radius will go on increasing. That is what they have shown in the diagram on page number 17. Okay. So please look at the screen again. Please look at the screen again. What does the cyclotron have? Cyclotron has two plates, plate 1 and plate 2. The plates are connected to an electric field. So electric field is done, and the plates are also connected to a magnet, that is North Pole and the South Pole. That means, can I say cyclotron has both electric field as well as magnetic field? It has both electric field and magnetic field. And then if I place a proton, or if I place a positive ion in between, it will experience both electric field and magnetic field. So what will happen is, proton will start going in a circular manner, faster and faster and faster. It will go on increasing the speed. And at one point, when it reaches the end of it, there is a window. Check the diagram where it is written W. Check, can you see W written in the diagram? It comes out of that window and it will hit the target. Just check, it will come out of the window and it will hit the target. It will come out of the window and it will hit the target. Same way how bullet comes out of the gun and hits the target, the proton also comes out of the window and it will hit the target. But when proton comes out of the window, it will be at a very high speed. When proton also comes out of the window, it will be at a very high speed. Therefore, look at the diagram on page number 17. Can you see North Pole and South Pole? Can you see window W? Can you see target T? And the two semicircular plates are called D1 and D2. That is, D1 and D2 are the two semicircular plates. Now, this is the concept of a cyclotron. Please look at me. I want to see your faces. I don't want to see the ceiling. If I see the ceiling, I'm going to throw you out again. I've already thrown 15 people out from this. You will be the next. Okay? You can happily keep showing the ceiling and be in the waiting room. Now, did you guys understand what does a cyclotron do? Cyclotron acts like a gun. Proton acts like a bullet. Cyclotron acts like a gun. Proton acts like a bullet. Proton comes out of the cyclotron with very high speed and destroys the target. But what happens to proton inside the cyclotron? It keeps going in circle faster and faster so that the speed is generated. And how does the proton go inside faster and faster? Because of electric field and magnetic field. What does electric field do to a proton? Increases the speed. What does magnetic field do to a proton? Makes it go in circle. So together, what does electric and magnetic field do? It makes the proton go in circle faster and faster till it gets very high speed. And once it gets the highest speed, it is thrown out of the window. Window means an opening, and it will hit the target. It is thrown out of the window and it will hit the target. This is the principle and this is the working of a cyclotron. Now, we cannot use electron in a cyclotron because electron is very, very light. Therefore, if electron is very, very light, if it comes out of the cyclotron, I cannot control the trajectory. Okay? Electron is so light that it might go away in any direction. That is why I need a little heavier bullet. Heavier bullet is proton. And everyone should be aware that proton is heavier than electron. Everyone should be aware that proton is heavier than electron. That is why in cyclotron, electron cannot be used. This is one of the limitation of cyclotron. If you see page number 17, last three lines under note, they have written on side heading note. Below that, if you can see second point, just see the second point. Cyclotron cannot accelerate electrons because they have a very small mass. Do you understand? That is why I make use of proton. Okay. So you have written the principle of cyclotron. Now I want you to draw the diagram of the cyclotron as it is in the module. Start. So the
Sir,
diagram
one
of
question
cyclotron.
that when the proton is moving in circles faster and faster, so it will not hit the inside of the plates.
No, it will not hit the inside. It's a 3D plate. It's a 3D plate. In fact, I will show you one more diagram of cyclotron. All of you, can you see one more diagram, 3D diagram of a cyclotron on the screen? Just check. It's actually a 3D plate. Therefore, proton is in that red dots. So if you can see, proton will keep going in circle inside the plate and it will come out of the window. See, it's a 3D diagram and it will hit the target. Did you understand now?
Sir, does that
Hmm?
proton have any specific direction?
Proton can be given specific direction by changing the poles of a magnet. You can change it. If you want it to go clockwise, you have to put south pole domination, and if you want to go anti-clockwise, north pole domination. So we can change the direction of the proton. But the answer to your question is yes, the proton will have a particular direction, which will be known in advance.
So what does that arrow indicate which is going in upward direction?
This arrow
Yes, sir.
indicates magnetic field is perpendicular, so it is maximum. Always magnetic field is maximum when it is perpendicular.
Okay, sir.
There is one more diagram of cyclotron. I'll just show it to you. This is another structural diagram. Structural diagram in the sense logic diagram. Check. This is your top view. Okay. See, look at this. Everyone, please look at the screen. I have one semicircular plate called D1. I have the second semicircular plate called D2. Everyone, please check. And they are connected to electric field. Means they are connected to a power source. And they are also connected to a magnet. Okay. Now the proton that is generated in between will keep going in circle with very high speed and finally come out of the window W and hit the target T. This is the logic diagram of cyclotron. Did you understand?
It
So
will not
all
go
the
in the
diagrams,
it will not go in the opposite direction, right?
it
After
will not
coming
go in the
from
opposite
window.
direction. I'll tell you why. If we want to make it go in the opposite direction, you have to keep the window here. So you should know in advance what you're going to do. That means I have to keep the window here. All these should be known before you do the experiment, because it should not be that you place the window in the wrong side and it hits the cyclotron itself. If you place the window in the wrong side, the proton will hit the cyclotron itself. In fact, I will show you one more diagram of a cyclotron. It's a
So,
very easy
sir,
topic and it's a very
the
interesting
proton
topic.
inside the proton inside the apparatus will go clockwise or anti-clockwise. It depends on the target, na?
It depends on the target. Yes. Correct. See here. Look at this. This is not like a barrel. This is North Pole. This is South Pole. North Pole and South Pole will generate one magnetic field. That is why they have put this arrows. This is the magnetic field. Inside there is one semicircle. There is second semicircle connected to a power source. And the proton will go in circle and come out of the target through the, come out of the window and hit the target. So the diagrams what I have shown you all are similar. See, 1, 2, 3. And the diagram in your textbook, that is in your module, is also correct. Just check the diagram in your module. I hope you understand. You should make sure that in your diagram you have magnet, that is North Pole and South Pole, And also you should make sure that you have connected to the battery. Battery in the sense supply. Because cyclotron will have both electric field as well as magnetic field. Because cyclotron will have both electric field as well as magnetic field. So draw the diagram, then I'll give you the notes. Draw the diagram, then I will give you the notes.
Sir, can you please show that second one diagram?
This one?
Okay, sir.
So what is it used for? Hello.
Cyclotron is used to destroy microscopic targets. If you have a target, say maybe in a body, maybe outside. So cyclotron acts like a miniature gun.
Okay. Can you give me an example or something?
Come again. Come again.
Can you give me an example or something?
See, for example, you have a complex molecular structure. Okay, it might be organic or inorganic. Okay, now I want to break it down. Now to break it down, I will need to hit it with something. So complex molecular structure. Okay, anything. Then I place it as a target and I start the cyclotron. Cyclotron proton will come and destroy that structure because the proton will go with so much high speed that the linkages that they have, the target, whichever bond they have, whichever linkages, that will become weaker and they will break. Okay. And Van der Graaf generator is one more example that will come later. And there are some equipments used in medical, okay, especially hospitals where they target, not exactly this, but similar to this, where they target the brain tumor, the tumor part. So the tumor part, the proton gets bombarded, so the tumor breaks down. That is in organic, that is in living things. But this particularly is not used in living. Those kind of apparatus also use the same logic. But there they use gamma rays. Have you drawn the diagram, all of you?
Sir, 2 minutes.
I want all of you to keep your camera on at all times. Got it? Now, below the diagram, write down. In your, I'll give you the notes. Write down. Cyclotron uses two semicircular plates. Cyclotron uses two semicircular plates, D1 and D2.
Is it construction or included in principle?
No, just write below that, below the diagram. It is construction, working everything together in one paragraph. Cyclotron consists of two plates, D1 and D2. Cyclotron consists of two plates, D1 and D2, connected to an oscillator. Oscillator means power supply, AC supply, connected to an oscillator.
Oscillator or escalator?
Someone is saying something?
Yeah, sir. It's oscillator or escalator.
Can someone hear her? Can you repeat what she said?
So she's asking it's oscillator or oscillator.
Oscillator. It is there in the diagram. Check high frequency oscillator. In the diagram itself, it is marked. Full stop. Write down the next line. The plates are kept between the poles of a magnet. The plates are kept between the poles between the poles of a magnet. Full stop. Due to electric and magnetic field, due to electric and magnetic field, due to electric and magnetic field, the positive ion generated at the center, the positive ion generated at the center will move with very high speed in circular direction, will move with very high speed.
So after the positive what?
The positive ion or the positive charge. There are many examples of positive charge. One is an alpha particle, one is a positron, one is a proton. Only positive charges are used in cyclotron because their mass is a bit higher. So the positive ion or the positive charge which is placed at the center will go in a circular path with very high velocity or with very high speed. And will come out of the window W. And will come out of the window W with maximum speed and will come out of the window W with maximum speed towards the target, towards the target. First up, the magnetic field will act perpendicular, means 90 degree. The magnetic field will act perpendicular to the semicircular plates. The magnetic field will act perpendicular to the semicircular plates. The magnetic field will act perpendicular to the semicircular plates.
Sir, can you repeat this line?
The magnetic field will act perpendicular to the semicircular plates.
Sir, can you repeat last word?
The magnetic field will act perpendicular to the semicircular plates. Okay. Now see the note that is written last 3 points. That is the note points, page number 17. What is the first point? Cyclotron frequency is also called as magnetic resonance frequency, because in the exam when they ask you cyclotron frequency, you should know the other name for cyclotron frequency also. And see the second and third point. Second point is electron cannot be used. And the third point is uncharged particle cannot be used. That is like a neutron cannot be used because the fields have no effect on uncharged particles. Therefore, I want you to write the 3 points of the note as it is. First point, second point, third point. Start. The 3 points of the note I want you to write as it is. Okay, all of you done?
Wait.
Listen to this, listen to this. Magnetic field is maximum when it is perpendicular, correct? Now, you know what is the formula for magnetic force? Tell me, have I done this before in your class? F is equal to QVB sine theta. Have I used this formula in one of the classes? Either previous
Yes,
or
sir.
previous to previous. What is the formula? F is equal to QVB sine theta. Have you seen this formula? Correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, I will go to the calculation of cyclotron, which is very, very easy. Listen to me. We will have to find many things. Okay. And in the module, they have directly given you the formula. We cannot do that way. I will show you how the formula has come. Before I start with the calculation, tell me, what is the magnetic force? F is equal to QVB sine theta. What is Q? Charge. What is V? Velocity. What is B? Magnetic field. Tell me what is the formula for centripetal or centrifugal force? mv square by r. Studied this, mv square by r. Now, can I say in this particular apparatus, I will have centrifugal / centripetal and magnetic force both because it is going in circle. Now, since the proton is going in circle or since the positive ion is going in circle, can I say it will have a force mv square by r? Also, since the proton is kept in a magnetic field, can I say the magnetic force is F is equal to QVB? Therefore, can I say both the forces are acting? Which two forces are acting? F is equal to QVB, magnetic force. And also, can I say centripetal / centrifugal forces are acting, that is mv square by r. Now, look at the calculation. Please look at the calculation. I'll show it on the screen. This is one more diagram of cyclotron. See if you can understand. Okay, everyone, just check. This is your 2Ds. This is the window from where the proton comes out. Just check. Proton starts from here and it comes out from here. Check. And these two semicircular plates are connected to a power supply and it is placed in a magnet. Just check. Did you understand now? So can I say all the diagrams of cyclotron are similar? All the diagrams have two poles of a magnet, two semicircular plates connected to an electric field, and it comes out and destroys the target this way. So same proton comes and destroys the target. Okay. Now, this is the formula page of cyclotron. Now, how does the formula come? Just check. The first formula that you need to find is what is the radius of a cyclotron. What is the radius of a cyclotron? Now, this formula is also directly given on page number 14. Can you see page number 14 in that side heading? Radius of a path is given. Just check page number 14 in the module. Can you see one side heading? Radius of the path. Okay. Now, just look, concentrate. Please concentrate on the page that is displayed on your screen. Okay, just here. Now, I know that magnetic force is F is equal to QVB. I also know centripetal / centrifugal force is mv square by r. And for equilibrium, that means for all the forces to coexist, they should be equal, means the same magnetic force should give rise to centripetal / centrifugal force. Therefore, can I say QVB is equal to mv square by r? Can I say V and V will cancel? R will go on the other side. Therefore, can I say the radius of this cyclotron will be mv by bq? Did you understand the first calculation? Actually, it is QVB sine theta. Tell me why I'm not writing sine theta. Why I'm just writing QVB. Why am I not writing
You don't
sine
have
theta?
any angles.
Because sine 90 is 1.
Because sine 90 is 1. We have just discussed that the magnetic field will be at 90 degree. Check your notes. We have just written that magnetic field be at 90 degree or perpendicular to the semicircular plates. Therefore, this is the first derivation to find radius of the positive ion in a cyclotron. So can you write the side heading calculation? Can you write the side heading calculation? And below that, write down to find the radius of the positive ion.
So
Hmm?
why we took that equal,
Come again?
that BQ, that first formula and the second formula, why we took in the equal?
If you take it as, if you don't take it as equal, what will happen? That one more field will dominate. Either magnetic field will dominate or the centripetal centrifugal field will dominate. If any one field dominates, then that field will take over. So if the centripetal field dominates, then it will not change the speed. It will keep going in circle. And if the magnetic field dominates, it will not go ahead. For example, have you done gravitation chapter? In that the satellite to go in a circular orbit around the earth, again some force should be equal to some force. Which force? Newton's law of gravitational force should be equal to centripetal force. Have you done that in the chapter gravitation? For a satellite to go around the earth in a circular orbit, gravitational force should be equal to centripetal force. Have you used that formula? For anything to go in a circle consistently faster, the forces should balance each other. In other words, one force should be converted into other force. You can also look at it in a way where the magnetic force of a proton gives rise to the circular path. That means all that force is converted into centrifugal / centripetal force. That is why it should be equal. I think Sejal asked me that question. Sejal, are you clear?
Yes, sir.
So have you written the side heading calculation and have you written, what have you written after that? To find the radius. Now below that, write this much.
To find the radius of what, sir?
Radius of the positive ion in a cyclotron. To find the radius of the path. To find the radius of the path or to find the radius of the positive ion. Finished till here? Let me know if you finished till here.
सर आपने वो टॉप में क्या लिखा है BQ?
BQV. I'll write it with this only. It is written. What is written? Let me write it again. It is written BQV is equal to MV square by R. Therefore, R will be equal to MV by BQ. This is the formula of radius that you should know. Okay. Now, listen to the next derivation. Time period. Okay. How much time does it take? How much time does a proton or a positive ion take? Please look at the screen now. Now, can I say the basic formula for time is distance upon speed? Now, the distance covered in one particular round is nothing but the circumference, which is 2 pi r upon v. Everyone clear? What is the time taken? Time is nothing but distance upon speed. Now, distance covered is nothing but the circumference of a circle. Circumference is 2 pi r upon v. Now, 2 pi by v as it is. Now, r, we found out from the previous section that r is nothing but mv by bq. Therefore, total time period is 2 pi m by bq. Can I say total time period is 2 pi m by bq? And can I also say that frequency is reciprocal of time? Therefore, if time is 2 pi m by bq, Can I say frequency will be BQ by 2 pi m because frequency is the reciprocal of time. Now, if you look at the module, page number 17, they have directly given you the formula for time and frequency. Just check. They have directly told you time is equal to 2 pi m by BQ and frequency is BQ by 2 pi m. How did it come is on the screen. Okay, you should know how did the formula come. Therefore, you have written till radius. Please look at the screen. Then you have to write time period. Time period is distance upon speed. Distance is circumference, which is 2 pi r. Speed is v, that is velocity. Therefore, 2 pi by v as it is, r is equal to mv by bq. Therefore, it is 2 pi m by bq. That is the time period. So this is the first derivation, actually second. And the frequency, which is also called as magnetic resonance frequency, that you have already written as a part of your note. And frequency is 1 upon time, that is BQ by 2 pi m. Therefore, the formula that you should remember is 1, 2, 3. Start.
Sir.
Hmm?
Hello, sir. Can you explain this formula again, sir? R is equal to mv upon dq.
I'll explain it again. First finish writing, then I'll come back to that and I'll explain how R equal to mv by b. Okay?
Okay.
Also, everyone look at the screen. If the total time taken, please look at the screen. If the total time taken is 2 pi m by bq, please look at the screen. Can I say time period in one semicircular plate will be half, that is pi m by bq. If the total time taken is 2 pi m by bq, the total time means both semicircular plates combined. But if I want only one semicircular plate, can I say the time will be exactly half, that is pi m by bq. So the entire page, you should be clear with all the formulae. Start.
So what you have written, time in one?
Time in 1D. Each semicircle is called D. So,
Sir, this time is for when proton ion is completing its circle, na?
correct, correct. Come to time taken for the proton to complete one circle.
Okay, sir.
Sir, can you please mention the units?
Radius will be meters, time will be second, frequency will be hertz. Got it?
Yes,
So what
sir.
is unit of
Now, how did
radius?
the radius formula come? Let me show it to you. How did the radius formula come? For equilibrium, can I say magnetic force should balance out the centripetal force? Now, magnetic force is F is equal to QVB sine theta, but I will write it as only QVB. I will write it as only QVB. And the centripetal slash centrifugal force is mv square by r. I'm hoping everyone knows this formula, mv square by r, from part 1 physics. Now, this v and this v will cancel, 1v. Therefore, I am left with qb is equal to mv by r, or r is equal to mv by bq, or r is equal to mv by bq. This is how you get the radius. Someone was asking me, how did you get the radius? Now tell me if you have understood this.
Yes, sir.
Now, the next part is to find out the kinetic energy of cyclotron. The last part. The last part is to find out kinetic energy of a cyclotron. For that, please look at the screen. Unit of radius will be meter, Tanvi. Unit of radius will be meter. Now, look at the screen. I have to find the kinetic energy of cyclotron. Very, very easy. Listen to me. I again start with BQV is equal to mv square by r, correct? That is how I started my first derivation. Now, in this case, instead of taking radius on one side, I take velocity on one side. Now, what is V from this? V will be equal to QBR by M. Just check. If I take V on one side, I will get the answer of V as QBR by M. And to find kinetic energy, what is the formula for kinetic energy? Half mv square. Half m as it is. What is V square? V square is QBR by M the whole square, which is Q square B square R square by M square. Therefore, kinetic energy will be Q square B square R square by 2m. That is also there on page number 17 as a direct formula. Check. But we will not do it that way. We will derive the formula. Now look at the screen and tell me whether did you understand how did this formula kinetic energy is equal to Q square B square R square by 2m. So write on the side heading kinetic energy and write this formula. Means do this derivation. To find out the kinetic energy, do this derivation.
Sir,
Okay, Pranjal? Very good, Pranjal. Yes, that is correct.
Excuse me, sir.
Aditya, which one?
yes, sir.
You said the last term. Got it?
Yes, sir. Got it, sir.
Excuse me.
Hmm?
I didn't get the meaning of magnetic resonance frequency.
The frequency of the cyclotron is called as magnetic resonance frequency. Why magnetic?
Because
Because
magnetic,
magnetic field is there. Why resonance? Because it reaches the maximum speed when it comes out of the window. What is the meaning of resonance? Something that is maximum. Frequency is 1/10. That is why cyclotron frequency is called magnetic resonance frequency.
Okay.
Can anyone tell me what will be the value for magnetic field on the axis? We have done in Ampere's law also. What will be the value for magnetic field or magnetic force on the axis? Can I say on the axis angle is 0? Therefore, can I say answer is 0 because magnetic field depends on sine theta. Magnetic field depends on sine theta, but on the axis, can I say angle is 0? Therefore, can I say magnetic field or magnetic force per angle is 0 only? Understanding? All of you, did you understand this logic?
No, so I didn't get.
Yes, sir.
What is magnetic force formula? F is equal to QVB sine theta. And if theta equal to 0, tell me what is the force?
0.
Whole term is 0.
Correct. If theta equal to 0, force is 0. When is theta 0? When anything is overlapping, when anything is on the axis. Correct. When is the angle 0? Two parallel lines. So, for example, if I'm on the axis of something, what is the angle I'm making with the axis?
0.
0. If I'm on the axis, I'm making an angle 0 with the axis. Correct. And if I'm making an angle 0 with the axis, what is the total magnetic force I experience? The total magnetic force I experience will be 0 because my angle is 0. Because the angle I'm making with the axis is 0. Therefore, if theta is equal to 0, sine theta is also 0. And if sine theta is 0, the magnetic force is 0. Okay. Now, make a note of two more points. Make a note of two more points. Look at the first point. Look at the screen. Listen to this. If two wires are carrying current in the same direction, okay, if two wires are carrying current in the same direction, they will attract each other. And if two wires are carrying current in different directions, they will repel each other. Therefore, please make a note in your notebook. First, draw this. Two wires carrying current in the same direction. Write down. Write down. First diagram you draw and write down. If two wires are carrying current in the same direction, if two wires are carrying current in the same direction, two wires are carrying current in the same direction, they will attract each other. If two wires are carrying current in the same direction, they will attract each other. And the next one, you write it on your own. If the two wires are carrying current in opposite direction, they will repel each other. If the two wires are carrying current in opposite direction, they will repel each other. Written all of you. If two wires carry current in the same direction, they will attract each other. And if two wires carrying current in opposite direction will repel each other. Okay. Now, page number 19, come to module page number 19. Come to module page number 19. Come to module page number 19. Can you see the side heading? Fleming's left hand rule. That is your homework 1. It is there in your school also. The same rule again. Right hand palm rule, homework 2. So write down. Homework 1 is to write and study what is Fleming's left hand rule. And homework 2 is to write and study what is right hand palm rule. Both of them you had it in your high school.
So what is difference in palm and hand?
Hmm?
What is the difference between palm and hand? Matlab in the Fleming's rule.
Left hand rule, we need the first 3 fingers. And the palm rule, we need the direction of this and this. Check, it is there in the diagram only. And both you had it in your high school.
And that palm is indicating the force.
Yes. Actually, the shortcut to remember palm rule, everyone listen to me. The shortcut to remember palm rule is FBI. FBI. Force is F, current is I, B is magnetic field. Just check it. FBI. Clear, all of you? Now, let us solve some problems. So for that, I need you to be fresh. What you do is, we will start at 8:20 with the problems. And each and every problem, I'll explain the logic. I want all of you to know the logic very well. We will solve around 10 to 12 problems in the class itself. And I want all of you to know the logic of all 10 to 12 problems. Okay? So what we'll do is we'll take an 8-minute break, come back fresh. Don't log off. Keep logged in. And even I will be logged in. At 8:20, we will continue. Is it fine? And we'll have to do at least 12 to 15 problems. And I want all of you to solve these problems very well. Okay, that is why I'm giving you a break so that come back fresh. Okay, so I will see you at 8:20. Okay, so you can switch off your camera in the meantime. And
Okay,
I
sir.
will also switch on at 8:20. Now again, don't ask in the group what. Okay, now 10 to 15 questions we'll have to solve, and you should know the logic of each and every question. So let us start. Again, if the camera is off or if your face is not seen, if I'm seeing your random things in your house, then also will be in the video. Come to page number 25. Come to page number 25, where you have to solve the questions. Page number 25. Okay, in that, see question number 1. Page number 25, see question number 1. The question is, energy in a current carrying coil is stored in the form of. Try to answer, then we'll discuss. Current carrying coil will lead to something, which is that field.
Magnetic field.
Put your answer in the message box and then we'll discuss. Ruby correct,
page
Shalu
number,
correct,
sir,
Sakshi, Aditi.
Sir, page number.
25.
Melita, correct. Tanvi, Dia, Veronica, correct.
Sir, what if I don't have module?
I cannot hear. What is it?
Sir, I don't have module.
You don't have module. Then once you get module, you have to check the
Yes,
recording
sir.
of this particular
I
chapter.
also don't
and
have a
then
module,
proceed.
sir.
For people who do not have module, check the recording of this lecture when you get the module. Okay, till then just sit and listen what's happening. What we are doing right now, Mehek, is page number 25, question number 1. And energy in a current carrying coil will be in the form of magnetic field. And whoever has answered correct. Whoever has answered correct, because the energy in the form of current carrying coil. Now listen to this. Whenever there is current, okay, which is flowing, that means the electrons are flowing. Whenever electrons are flowing, they create a magnetic field around it. Okay, listen to this. An electron at rest, listen to me carefully, an electron at rest has electric field only, correct? But an electron in motion has electric field plus magnetic. And what is electron in motion actually? Electron in motion is nothing but a current. Electron in motion is nothing but current. Therefore, if a current carrying coil, number of turns. If a current carrying coil is used and the current is going through the coils, around it a magnetic field will be produced. We have done in Ampere's law also. That is why answer will be B, magnetic field. Now, C and D cannot be the option. Your confusion should have been only between A and B. A is also partially correct because anyway electrical energy will be there in current. But around the coil, the energy will be in the form of magnetic field around the coil. But inside the coil, that the current itself will be electric field. So people have answered B. I think all of you have answered it as B. That is correct. Therefore, answer for the first one is B. Any doubt in this? Let me know. Okay. So, first question, if it comes in the exam, everyone should get the right answer. That the answer is magnetic field. Okay. Now, second question is your homework 1. It is based on your hand rule. Question number 2 is actually your homework 3, but from your MCQs, this is your next homework. Question number 2. Now, question number 3. Try to answer. Start. Try to answer. Question number 3. Try to answer. For a magnetic field to be maximum, what should be the angle? And we have discussed this many times. For a magnetic field to be maximum, what should be the angle? We have done this many times. So tell me what should be the answer. Okay, I'm getting the right answers. Okay. Aditi, Akhilesh, Rowan, Shalu, Sakshi, Melita, Sejal, Sheetal, Nitya. Correct. Answer is for the magnetic field to be maximum, the angle has to be 90 degree. Answer is option B. Everyone getting it? Now, question number 1 and question number 3. Did all of you understand? Question number 1 is magnetic field. Question number 3 is 90 degree. Similarly, tell me the answer for question number 5. Start. Tell me the answer for question number 5. Tell me the answer for question
So what
number
is
5.
vicinity? What is vicinity?
I cannot hear. Can someone hear and tell me?
What is vicinity?
Where is it?
It's in the option.
Vicinity. Acha. Vicinity means nearby. Vicinity means in the nearby place. Okay, so English meaning of the word vicinity means nearby. Now, you should know which option is correct. You should know that the magnetic field at the axis of the conductor will be 0 because at the axis, why will the magnetic field be 0? Tell me why will the magnetic force or magnetic field be 0?
Because the angle
The angle is 0.
Because the angle is 0. That means better than option A is option C. Just check. Better than option A is option C
Yes, sir.
because it is giving you the exact answer. Because option C is telling you the magnetic field at the axis is 0. Always when you come on the axis and there is a point on the axis where you have to find the magnetic field, it is always 0 because angle is 0. Now, based on this logic, you will get many problems, but please remember, if your point is on the axis, then magnetic field is always 0. So tell me question number 1, 3, 5. Have you understood all? 2 is the homework. Question
Yes, sir.
number 1, question number 3, question number 5. I want all of you to know the answers for all 3 perfectly.
So,
Okay.
in the question number 5, D can't be the correct option.
A also is the right answer, partially, but that's what I'm saying. Option C is more precise than A. If you have multiple
D.
choice than A, but C is most precise.
D option.
Which one?
D.
The electric field at the axis of the conductor is 0. That one?
Yes.
No, because if electric field is 0, the current won't flow. And look at the question. Question is a steady electric current is already flowing. Check. A steady electric current is already flowing. That means electric current is there. And you're saying electric current, electric field at the axis is 0 is wrong. Electric field at the axis is not 0. Magnetic is 0 because magnetic depends on sin theta. Do you understand? If no current was flowing in the question, then option D would be the right answer, or it would be one of the right answers. But here they are telling in the question itself that the electric current is flowing. So there is no chance electric field is 0. Okay.
Excuse me. Steady electric current means constant current is flowing, na?
Steady electric current means constant current is flowing. That means a current that does not change with time.
Okay.
For example, when you switch on your tube light, steady electric current is that way. Now, based on this logic, try to answer question number 7. Very easy. Try to answer question number 7. Please, I'm telling you, concentrate on these questions. I'll tell you why. Okay, listen to me. Look at me. Now, since you guys are answering NEET, this chapter questions will come. Very difficult to manipulate the questions of this chapter. In other words, in your main NEET exam, you might get questions exactly like this. They cannot change the question. That time, you should know the exact answer. That is, I'm telling you to concentrate on the questions that we are doing today. Okay. So anytime in future, if question number 1, 3, 5 comes, you should directly be in a position to answer. Similarly, try to answer question number 7. Start. Try to answer question number 7. Okay. See here, a vertical straight conductor carries a current vertically upwards. Check. A point P lies to the east of it. East of it means to the right of it. A point P lies to the east of it at a small distance, and another point Q lies to the west of it. Can I say the distance is same? Can I say the distance is same? That means one point is on the right and one point is on the left. Now tell me what is Ampere's law or what is magnetic field due to a current carrying conductor? Ampere's application 1. What was the answer? mu naught I divided by 2 pi r. Correct? Check from Ampere's law. Last class, what was the final
Yes, sir.
answer? Now tell me, if I apply the formula this to point P, and if I apply the same formula to point Q, will I not get the same answer for both?
Same.
Yes, sir.
Correct.
Same answer.
Because it does not depend
Yes,
whether
sir.
it is on the east or on the west. Distance r is the same, 2 pi is constant, current is the same, mu naught is the constant. Therefore, whatever I get for P, can I say the same I'll get for Q because r is the same? Therefore, can I say answer should be B? Just check. Therefore, can I say answer should be B because for both the points, answer will be the same. Ampere's law 1. Correct, Shalu? Ampere's law 1. Everyone got this answer? Ampere's law 1. Therefore, answer has to be B. I want all of you to remember the formula for application of Ampere's law. First application was what? Current carrying conductor. Second was solenoid. Third was toroid. Okay. So question number 7, any doubt? All of you? No? Okay. Question number 8. Start. Question number 8.
So it's parallel, so the angle will be 0, no?
What is it?
It's parallel, so the angle is 0. We have to take sine 0 here.
So what should be the answer?
It should be 0.
Correct. That is one logic. That is one logic. I'll tell you one more logic. Since it is parallel, angle is 0. Therefore, magnetic field is 0. See one more logic. Look at the screen. Look at the screen. Two long straight wires are parallel to each other. Now, two wires are parallel to each other. Now, look at the diagram and tell me, are they carrying current in the same direction or are they carrying current in the opposite direction?
Same direction.
Same direction.
So they're carrying current in the same direction. And if they are carrying current in the same direction, can I say they will attract each other?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yes,
Since
sir.
they will attract each other, can I say this will get attracted to this will get attracted to this, and finally they will meet at a point where the point is actually their P. Now can I say point P is on the axis, therefore magnetic field is 0. Do you understand? Again, logic is same.
Understand, sir.
Understood my logic? If
Yes,
the
sir.
two wires are carrying current in the same direction, they will attract each other. If they will attract each other, can I say they will come to a point where they overlap with point P? Just check at the center. And now can I say point P is on the axis? And since point P is on the axis, the angle it makes is 0. Therefore, magnetic field is 0. Shalu also said one point that already they are parallel. Correct. Already they are parallel. So already angle is 90 anyway. Sorry, angle is 0. Therefore, still the answer will be 0. So you can use any of the logic, but the answer has to be C. There cannot be any other option, not even close. Did you understand both the explanation?
Sir, can you repeat this one again in short?
Yeah. So if two wires, look at my hand.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
if two wires are carrying current in the same direction, they will attract each other. They'll attract means they'll
Yes,
come
sir.
towards each other. If they come towards each other, the point P will lie on them. Just check. Where is the point P exactly in between? So
Yes.
then I can say point P is lying on the axis of the wire. Therefore, angle is 0. And therefore,
Yeah, yes, sir.
answer is 0. Therefore,
Yes,
question
sir.
number 8, answer is C. Now, What is Ampere's law for current carrying conductor? Mu naught I by 2 pi r. Correct? It is mu naught I by 2 pi r. Based on that formula, tell me what should be the answer for question number 9. Start. What should be the answer for question number 9? Tell me, answer for the 9th one. Are you guys getting it? Are you getting answer for the 9th one?
So what is the permeability of the air?
4 pi into 10 power minus 7. But if you look at the options, they have not substituted mu naught. Check. If you look at the options, they have not substituted mu naught. Therefore, I will keep mu naught as it is in my formula. Then tell me the answer. Check.
Option A is the answer.
Option A is the answer. That is correct. Everyone should get option A as the answer by using the formula directly. Tell me if all of you are getting that answer. Option A. But the answer will be A. If you use the formula mu naught I by 2 pi r. Should I solve it or are you getting it? Let me know. Answer will be
can you
A.
solve it?
Oh, I'm getting B.
Where's my stylus now? Got it. Okay, now I will solve it. Listen to me. A long straight wire carries a current of pi ampere. That means, can I say the current that it carries is pi ampere? The magnetic field due to it, that is the magnetic field due to it is 5 into 10 power minus 5 Tesla. Tesla means per meter square. At what distance from the wire? That means I have to find out the value of R. Now, since it is a long, straight wire carrying current, I will use the formula B is equal to mu naught I upon 2 pi R. In this case, I have to find R because if you look at the options are all given in meter. Just check. Options are all given in meter. So to be very safe, what I will do is I will take R on one side and I will take other terms on the other side. Therefore, it will become mu naught I by 2 pi into capital B. Correct? It will become mu naught I by.
Hello.
Very good. Very good. So I have to put you in the waiting room only. Okay, very good. Now, so then R is equal to mu naught I by 2 pi B. Mu naught as it is. I is pi divided by 2 pi 5 into 10 power minus 5. Clear? Now,
Yes, sir.
pi
Yes, sir.
and pi will cancel. 5 into 2 will be 10. Therefore, can I say it will be mu naught upon 10 into 10 power minus 5? Or can I say it will be mu naught upon 10 power minus 4? If I take 10 power minus 4 to the numerator, it will become 10 power 4 into mu naught. Now, if you look at this, this is nothing but option A. Just check. So can I say now everyone is clear with this answer? That the answer for the ninth one is option A. Again, we have done Ampere's law in the last class. We are using the same formula here. It is mu naught I by 2 pi r. All of you getting it?
Sir.
Hmm.
Sir.
Hmm.
Can you explain the U naught I, sir? I'm not in previous lecture.
Oh, then I think Nitya will have to give you the recording because the previous lecture for 2 hours, I have done complete Ampere's law itself. So if you look at it, but I'll give you the summary. Summary is if there is a straight wire carrying current and if magnetic field is asked, you have to use this formula where mu naught is the absolute permeability of free space, I is current and R is distance. Okay. Question number 10 is your next homework. Make a note. Question number 10 is your next homework. Question number 10 is your next homework. Question number 10 is your next homework. Now, all of you come to page number 16. All of you come to page number 16.
So page 16.
Page 16, all of you come to this page. And on this page, can you see one side heading called Lorentz force? Can you see one side heading called Lorentz force? Can you see the side heading called Lorentz force? Now, tell me from 11th standard electrostatics, do you know the FEW table, FEWV? Have you heard about it or have you seen it from our 11th
No,
standard
sir.
electrostatics?
Yes.
No, sir.
Okay. In that we had a table called FEWV. Remember this table somewhat? Now, what was E equal to? Can anyone tell me? It was equal to F by Q. Remember the table? What was E equal to F by Q? Do you remember this? Tell me yes or no.
No, no,
Yes.
sir.
Okay. Now, can I say from this formula, F is equal to QE? F is equal to QE from this formula, F is equal to QE. Or if you don't know this table, please remember that electric force or force in an electric field, please look at the screen. Force in an electric field is nothing but QE. What does Q stand for? Charge. What does E stand for? Electric field itself. And the same formula will come again in electrostatics in your 12th standard. And you also know what is the force in a magnetic field. You know what is the force in a magnetic field? It is Q into V cross B. Actually, it is Q VB sin theta. Can I say VB sin theta can be written as V cross B? Because A cross B is AB sin theta. Similarly, V cross B is VB sin theta. Therefore, do you know beforehand that force in an electric field is QE and force in a magnetic field is Q into V cross B? Correct? Now, what did Lorentz do? Lorentz said that the total force that is acting on any conductor is nothing but electric force plus magnetic force. the total force that is acting is nothing but electric force plus magnetic force. Therefore, what is electric force? Electric force is QE plus Q into V cross B. So therefore, can I say the total force Q is constant, E plus V cross B. Now this is nothing but Lorentz force formula. That is the complete force. Tell me, did you understand this? So let me repeat. Lorentz said that the force in an electric field is QE. That you already should know. That will be your equation 1. Please look at the screen. This will be your equation 1. And force in a magnetic field is F into V cross B. That is Q into V cross B. What Lorentz said that the total force that is acting is nothing but electric force plus magnetic force. The electric force plus magnetic force will be, 1 minute. The electric force plus magnetic force will be Lorentz force. Okay. Okay, done. So I want all of you to write down the side heading, Lorentz force, and write down the answer.
So I didn't got that QVB wala constant.
1 minute, lot of disturbance. Can you repeat?
I didn't got that QVB wala part.
Okay, I'll tell you 1 minute. Which one? First, second, third,
Second
fourth,
one.
Sir, QVB wala, sir, VB.
This one?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, now listen to this. Everyone listen to this. Yes, done. Now, can I say, if you look at the screen, can I say, what is magnetic force? F is equal to QVB sine theta. Do you know this formula at least? Everyone, we did this formula today
Yeah.
itself. Okay, we did this formula today itself. Now, can I say VB sine theta is of the form AB sine theta? And AB sine theta is nothing but A cross B, cross product. Can I say AB sine theta is A cross B? Correct?
Yes, sir.
Therefore, can I say
Yeah.
F is equal to QVB sine theta is Q? VB sine theta can be written as V cross B.
Yes, sir.
Therefore, can I say magnetic force can be written as Q into V cross B? Can I say
Yes, sir.
magnetic force can be written as Q into V cross B? Now, so total electric force is QE. Total magnetic force is Q into V cross B. Therefore, the total force is electric force plus magnetic force. Therefore, the total force is electric force plus magnetic force. I think the screen went off, correct? The screen went off. And therefore, the total Lorentz force will be Q into E plus V cross B. Now, that same thing is there on page number 16. Just check page number 16. Can you see the side heading? Lorentz force. Check. Can you see the side heading as Lorentz force? And can you see what is written? Electric force is QE, magnetic force is Q into V cross B. Therefore, the total force will be Q into E plus V cross B. Now, this is called as Lorentz force or Lorentz equation. So, write down this much and then we'll continue. This is the main equation for Lorentz. Page number 16.
Can you share the screen, sir?
1 minute, I'll share the screen. No, there is an issue in sharing. It's the same thing. Just copy it from page number 16. Just copy it from page number 16.
So that's
First
the
four
problem. I don't
lines.
have
First
module.
four
That's why I
lines.
told you.
I cannot hear you.
Sir, that's the problem. I don't have module. That's why I told you to share this thing.
Okay. I think we'll have to check the recording because screen again from the other participant I cannot right now. Hold on.
Also, I sent it in the
I got it, sir. Thank you so much.
Finished, all of you? What is Lawrence first?
Done, sir.
Done, sir.
Done? Okay, perfect. So listen to this. In this chapter, there are two main concepts or there are two main topics from where you get neat questions. Okay. One is Ampere's law and one is cyclotron. So please focus on these two topics first when you're doing this chapter, even for the exam. Ampere's law I have done last class. Cyclotron I have done this class. Cyclotron problems, Ampere's law problems will come in the module. I will do it also, but please keep revising these two concepts. Okay. Ampere's law with 3 applications, and the second one is cyclotron. In cyclotron, we have 4 formulae. Listen to me. In cyclotron, we have 4 formulae. The first formula is the radius. Second is time. Third is frequency. And fourth one is kinetic energy. And in Ampere law also, we have 4 formulas. First one is actual Ampere law. Second one, magnetic field due to a current carrying conductor. Magnetic field along the axis of a solenoid and magnetic field along the axis of a toroid. Okay, so these 8 formulae you should know because 90% of the times from this chapter, either the question is from Ampere law or the question is from cyclotron. Remaining 10% of the questions are actually from moving coil galvanometer, which actually we have already finished in the other chapter. Moving coil galvanometer questions. Okay. So we will continue more problems in the next class. Your homework is 4. 2 questions which are MCQ questions and the 2 hand rules, palm rule and the hand rule. So these are your 4 homework. Is it fine? So our next class will be on Thursday, 7 to 9. This Sunday, you have any exam?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Magnetism.
Yes, sir.
Magnetism,
Magnetism,
right?
sir.
So in this module, this is your topic, magnetism for this Sunday. So please keep revising this. How was current electricity? Did you get your marks?
Yes.
So, and some topics were not taught to us.
Which one?
Like some, I have some questions. I'll send you the screenshot.
Because all the questions have been taken from the class itself, all way from 12th standard. Okay. Beta bridge was there, KVL and KCL was there. Only these 3 topics questions were asked. KVL, KCL and meter bridge. So all 3 were done. Okay. So you send me, I'll tell you when it was done exactly. And for Sunday's exam, magnetism. Okay, yeah, this one.
Yes.
So you have to read your 11th standard magnetism also. 11th standard textbook, HSC. Magnetism, what we have done. Even that you have to study plus this module. Okay. Okay. So I will see you on Thursday morning, 7 to 9. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you. Bye.
Bye, sir.